Welcome back to my channel. I want to thank everyone for sending me all the love for last week's video. And without further ado, let's get started with today's episode. I would like to introduce to you my really good friend for a very long time, Emily Dolan. Thank you so much for joining me today. There is a reason why I chose her as my #1 on my channel. She holds a very special place in my heart. So thank you again for being on here. I thought that because we both come from a Ukrainian background, why aren't we pinching pierogies all day, making our babas proud? So without further ado, let's pinch some pierogies.
Let's do it.
All right, Emily, I will kindly ask you to pick up your pierogi and let's get pinching. You were living in London. Tell me what you were doing there.
So I was actually working in the fashion industry for Linda Farrow.
Okay.
She has been in the business, in the eyewear business specifically for decades now, since like the 70s, I believe, and recently passed the business on to her 2 sons, who was an intern there. The company is very, very small, so it's about 55 employees, I believe. Basically, it was like a helping hand on deck, got to assist everyone in various roles. It was just like amazing experience, so yeah, I'm very grateful for that. It was
Fantastic.
really fun.
It sounds like a little bit of a Devil Wears Prada moment.
Yes,
eh?
it definitely was at some points, but overall, less scary. Everyone was super nice.
A great way to get international experience for your fashion career.
Of course.
Right?
Exactly. It was amazing. A lot of traveling. So.
You were a couple months into your program working for Linda when the height of COVID hit.
Yes.
And how was that? That must have been scary because London got a hit.
It did. So that was very difficult. It was very scary. So it kind of got hit first along with Italy, as I'm sure everyone knows. So basically it caused me to lose my employment, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I made the decision to come home and it's been great. Love being back in Vancouver with my friends.
Yeah, you're recently back to Vancouver. And I mean, what an exciting time for you to be back, right? Although there's a lot of unknown out there, we are staying positive. And we are continuously adding to our careers and just sort of taking it day by day and reevaluating. Is it fashion that we want to take on? Like, or is it a different route? Are you still set in your ways that you want to pursue fashion?
I have recently made the decision to go back to school, actually.
Right.
I am pursuing architecture now, so I definitely wanted to keep the creative aspect of design and everything that I was interested in before, but specifically the architecture in Europe is what I fell in love with, and I decided that is something I really want to pursue. Drastic change, but I'm definitely committed fully to it, so it'll be very good for me.
Great. So, as we know, you traveled a lot during your internship with Linda Farrow Eyewear, which included a couple particular cities, including London, Paris, and Milan. Can you tell me a little bit about what the fashion scene was in each particular city?
I spent a majority of my time in London, and it was very much so just like crazy experience. Like, you would walk down the street, it would be just like pattern on fur, on everything. Pretty much every trend wrapped up in like a little ball. Would be like
I love that.
a perfect way to describe it.
Yeah.
Every day it felt like just like a little fashion show. It was just like amazing to see all of like the designers that I know and love that are based out of London.
Yeah.
Basically just like worn on the street. It was so cool. It felt like fashion week literally every week, which was like so amazing to see. Versus another side of London that I saw was very much so like Japanese designers. So like Roji Yamamoto, Comme des Garçons, even just like Anne de Mister, a lot of Belgian designers as well, very much like all black kind of utilitarian outfits, which was really cool too. So it's really cool to see just like the diversity. Also, like up and coming Korean designers like So and people like that that are a little bit less known. The next place, Paris, complete opposite of London. You could tell the people that were visiting Paris versus, so like me for example, was trying to look like, you know, very much like I don't know, just like wearing everything cool at once.
Yeah.
But the people that were actually residents were very sleek, right? Like
no guff.
No guff, nothing like
no.
that. It was just very much like less is more kind of fashion, very like put together, very slicked back hair, nice outfit, kind of monochromatic was very in Paris, I noticed. Italy was very much like logo mania.
Of course.
All Dior outfits, all Prada, Versace, everything. It was super cool to see. Very much like the Lizzie McGuire movie, if anyone's familiar with that.
Yeah, of course.
It was very much Italy, like a lot of fur, a lot of logos. It was so fun. So
I must say, our pierogies are looking mighty fine over here.
Looking amazing.
Yeah, it must be the Ukrainian blood in us.
It is.
So on the topic of fashion, I have to ask you, what are your top 3 must-haves for fall 2021?
Okay, so that's a tough question.
I know, that's why I asked them.
Personally for me, definitely a pair of leather trousers.
Yeah.
Straight leg leather pants. I recently thrifted a killer pair of pants for like $40.
Hot.
They're amazing. Love them so much. Leather jackets as well, like blazer type jackets.
Yeah.
Wearing that together, such a look. Also, sweater vests like I'm wearing today.
Yeah, very chic.
Love those.
Yeah.
With or without a shirt underneath, so amazing. And my third and final is probably like a platform Chelsea boot. I love that right now. I recently got a pair of 80s platform Chelsea boots that are so amazing. I also love the Prada ones, the Prada Monolith, I believe they're called. Those are really great too.
Those are so hot.
Yeah. So those are probably my 3 top faves.
Good ones,
Yeah.
all around. I mean, I can't wait to see you on the streets for those top 3. All right, Emily, we are moving into pop culture. So please, tell me your thoughts on the Paris Hilton documentary, because we've all seen it.
Yes, we have all seen it, definitely. So my thoughts, basically, I honestly felt very sad at some points. Like, I feel like a lot of the media obviously knows her as, you know, that's hot, whatever.
Sliving.
Yeah,
loves
her
it.
slogans, right? And like, but I feel like, you know what, at the end of the day, every celebrity is a real person, right? And it's taxing on a person.
Yes.
I'm sure it is very taxing, right? Like, very respectable that she went in such a vulnerable position to share her story. And I think that what happened to her was obviously so unfair and just like crazy. It doesn't matter how much material possession you have at the end of the day, you're still, trauma is trauma, right? And I feel like it was just like, so I feel like commendable of her to share her story and very insightful, and I really honestly enjoyed it.
I think I completely agree with what you brought to the table. I have to say too, you know, when you are a body like Paris Hilton, you strive to be perfect in every way.
Exactly.
But for her to be so vulnerable and bring this
right, like it's just like a new
to
light
the public. Yes.
It's great.
If you haven't seen the Paris Hilton documentary, please tune in. It's free and it's really good.
It's amazing. Honestly. Amazing.
As we conclude this episode, and as we have finished beautiful pierogies, a dozen, right? I have a couple thank yous I want to make. Thank you for being my #1 guest and first pick on this episode. You're first to mind, and I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for giving our audience and viewers insight as to what it's like to work internationally in the fashion scene, you know, with your miniature Devil Wears Prada moment, right? Honestly. So generally just thank you. And I don't know if you have any advice to our viewers.
First of all, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
That was lovely.
You're welcome.
I loved the experience getting back to our heritage with you. Amazing.
Ukrainians forever.
Our babas would be so proud.
Which baba? Which baba?
Dekilo.
Dekilo.
And secondly, my advice to the viewers would probably be just like in these
unprecedented times.
Oh my god, pause.
No, keep going. Keep going.
In these unprecedented times, I would definitely say just keep positive, you know, keep your like self-care routine up, honestly, just like
good one.
Focus on yourself, focus on your goals, focus on your aspirations, everything you want to do. I think that's great. Take up baking, like we know from Andrew.
Put on the pound.
Bake some bread, you know, bake some loaves, make some pierogies, do anything, like, you know what I mean? This is the time to focus on
Therapy,
what you want to do, hobbies you want to take up, anything you've ever wanted to try. Me and you may be taking some Ukrainian lessons in the future.
Confirmed.
So it's just a good time to, you know, get a friend, take up a hobby, work out, go to the gym.
Keep your circle small.
Exactly.
But keep it strong.
Exactly.
Right?
Pick, you know, some friends you really want to spend time with.
We're going to take it in, and once again, thank you so much. This has been wonderful.
It has been amazing.
Thank you so much for tuning in. The love is real over here. I hope it is over there with you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye guys. See you.